Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Jedi. So, of course, we've been talking about Black Lives Matter for the past week. It's gonna be 2 weeks now, and we gotta have like an anniversary, right? So today I want to talk to you guys about why they're protesting. So we know that they're protesting, and we know that they're protesting for George Floyd and all that like specific stuff. But exactly why are they looting, and why are they doing like criminal acts by the law? Why are they doing criminal acts to kind of fight for peace? Isn't that kind of contradicting? If these are questions you have in your mind, then today they're going to be answered. So just stick around, guys, and we'll get into it. So let's go. All right. So guys, basically the whole idea behind looting is, I'm just get straight into it. So the whole idea behind looting is just to show that they have power. And of course, looting, in my point of view, is very bad. So I'm not gonna come on here and I'm not gonna say, oh, they loot to fight peace, because that's not true at all. Even if it's a little controversial, I have to get into that, and I have to tell you that looting is definitely bad, and I think that is not the right way to protest. And you should never loot, you should never steal, you should never vandalize, you should never do anything where you're harming someone else or their income or something that's dear to them for your own good. And you're not really fighting for your right peace. And many people who say that Black Lives Matter because most people are deemed as thugs, or most people are deemed as criminals, and most people are deemed as just like not acceptable. And as people say that cops think of them as dangerous people. And well, we see all these protests and we see all these like lootings, and at the end of the day, like, this is why. Because when there were other protests with like the Women's March, they marched, there was no looting, there was no violence. And when there's other protests, including other protests where people had ARs and people had guns, and there was never any violence there. And of course, all riots have a little bit of violence, and all protests get broken up into small groups. But this kind of like mass violence where they're targeting stores and looting, this never happens. And me personally, I think they're just proving the point of the people who say that Black Lives Matter is just like a hoax, or it's just like a bad movement. And they're just proving their points because of the fact that they are looting. And I think if you want to actually protest, which I think you really should, because Black lives do matter and all lives matter. So all lives can matter until Black Lives Matter. So I think you guys should definitely help out and don't loot, because that's kind of like taking water from one it's like that's taking water from one cup and giving to the other person, but the other person's left dry. So pretty much don't loot, because then you're going to be starting off a new problem. And don't be violent, because then you're not really fighting for anything. So I think the best thing you guys should do is definitely donate if you can. And if you can't donate, then peaceful marches, peaceful protests are always welcome. The minute you take it into violence, that's when it's not for justice anymore. It's for your own personal purposes. So if you guys are gonna go out there and protest, make sure you guys march peacefully. Make sure you guys follow the protesting guidelines and do not harm people. And remember ACAB, which just shows that all cops are bad. That's like a huge acronym that's been used so many times, and I've just seen it all over the social media, and I just do not like that, because all cops are not bad, because cops are there to protect you and serve you. And if you're a part of the Black Lives Matter and you are just targeting cops, then you are not fighting for a movement. And it's really sad when I see people on Black Lives Matter and they are hurting other black cops and they're hurting other race cops. And at that point, like, they're just targeting a group, and they're basically like our guardians, and they fight to protect us. So I feel like that really defeats the purpose. And all cops are not bad, guys. They are all here to help. And of course, they're all human too. They're not robots. So some of them are bad. And that's when when people start saying that we're using the word all, that's when all the controversy starts. Because then, of course, the other side is going to say, okay, then we can say that all black people are bad. But we can't say that, because you can't just give a whole community a name based on the actions of a few people. So at the end of the day, guys, remember, all cops are not bad, and they are human too, so they make mistakes, but they are trained and they are here to protect and serve you. And remember, if you want to protest, protesting is not looting and using violence to your advantage and stealing SWAT cars. And I see all these like horrendous crimes going on. Those are crimes. That's not protesting. Protesting is peaceful. So make sure you guys peacefully protest and do not resort to violence. That is the way we will get equality. And remember, guys, all lives matter, and all lives can't matter until Black lives do. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram, subscribe, and go to the description, read it. I give you like a bunch of the different social media platforms that I have. Go hit it, join the squad, guys. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.